Hey cheeky bastard cunt. Henry Badger here with an Ultrakill challenge video. This is probably just a one-off because I'm not a big challenge video guy, and honestly, if you wanted to see a real challenge, you would just have to be me and try to find a reason not to kill myself. Ultrakill is such a tremendous game. It's absolutely tremendous. I love it. I love it. But I always felt the game always needed something. Like there was that thing, that itch, that scratch that was just missing. A tool capable of being a portable handheld device that cuts with a set of teeth attached to a rotating, chain-driven object along a guide bar used for lumber cutting. If only such an item existed.
Voiced off, let's get some rules.
I cannot use bullets from the shotgun, or any weapon projectile for that matter. I can use the 3 arms, but I will limit myself as much as I can. So very little feedback or punches, unless if it's to avoid soft locking, rarely any knuckle blaster, and the whiplash only when necessary. If I accidentally kill something with anything but the chainsaw, I restart the level. However, things like pancaked, friendly fire, or some environmental kills will be allowed. The challenge is considered a success if I can defeat Gabriel. So Prime Souls will not be a part of this challenge. Comments are open to call me a pussy. But I'd rather walk into oncoming traffic than fight Minos Prime with a Home Depot chainsaw. Side note, I will not be sober. I will not be sober while doing this challenge. As soon as I started, I realized I accidentally swapped out my brain with the Cuphead game journalist. So I quickly performed my run-saving lobotomy, and we continued our journey into hell. I get jump-scared by a 3-syllable word, and I settle in for my next few hours of my life. I am pleasantly surprised at the effectiveness of the chainsaw, but in the next room, I come across the chainsaw's apex predator, a single inch of tempered glass. This is what rule number 2 is for, not before having a chainsaw temper tantrum. I use the power of the Doom Reddit community to epically rip and tear this Maurice. Now he can't move it anymore. Needless to say, the majority of the Prelude was easy peasy, lemon squeezy. But before I left, the fight of the Swords machine versus Saws machine turned out to be pretty one-sided once I realized I can face tank with the chainsaw. I also performed what dumbass right-wingers think bottom surgery is for the Cerberus. Trans rights. With the Prelude out of the way, I finally arrive in Limbo. Unfortunately, I forgot to unmute my mic during the Prelude and Limbo stages of the game, and I wish I recorded this particular part because I let out such a loud sigh for no reason that I actually peaked my mic. Here's a reenactment of that clip. I accidentally put my bus change in the wishing well and forgot to make a wish. I won't waste it now, so I wish for more wishes. Fuck you. The well is not a genie. It falls under a different jurisdiction of wish-giving. I will not be talked down by charlatans. The first real enemy to offer any opposition during this run, so far, were the drones, as they like to bob and weave and keep their distance, so I'd often have to back them into a corner or into a wall to defeat them. And you would expect street cleaners to be a threat, considering they have a flamethrower, but honestly, you can deal with them pretty quickly before the flames do anything meaningful. I absent-mindedly took the easier route on 1-3 because I'm a pussy, and I slaughtered the Red Lobster mascot. RIP Red Lobster. I don't actually think I've ever eaten at a Red Lobster. I genuinely can't remember. Everything has been pretty smooth sailing so far, but I finally met a proper challenge. Nah, just kidding. V2? More like a V-poo! Alright, he kicked my ass for like a solid 30 seconds, but then it was just a game of tag with the fire hydrant and with the limbs. I took his arm to finish my General Grievous cosplay, and with that, we're off to Lust. The bridge was easy, but, just like in real life, I briefly got lost in bisexuality. But I managed to cut the power to every 5G tower in the area, and promptly left before any of Hell's authorities could arrive to actually stop me. I fought in the cannery stage from Digimon Rumble Arena 2, something, joke about OSHA violations. Then I went to the sexiest hydroelectric dam I have ever seen. I got ambushed by mind flayers, but as a BB warrior, I am immune to such goon bait. Jokes aside though, this is one of the more difficult enemies in this run, but you can melt them in seconds with the chainsaw if they teleport near the floor or wall, which is surprisingly common, but prioritizing them is always a good idea. And here's the exact part of the run when I realize my microphone was muted this entire time until now.
You have to be fucking joking.
Ah yes, On a Rail from Half-Life 1998. 500 cigarettes. Okay, finally. King Minos fight time. Play a game with me. I want you to guess how many times I died during this level. I'll give you a hint. It's enough for you to cringe and inhale loudly through your clenched teeth, but not quite enough to ask if I have the IQ of 2. Okay, it could be better, it could be worse. Now that I have arrived in Vor City, I definitely feel the difficulty spike kicking in, but I am a strong, brave boy, and my soul burns brighter than any gas or alcohol fire. I am but a humble lumberjack, and all foes are just another tree in the forest. All will fall. We are in the final level of Act 1. This is it. The true challenge of this run. Who will win? Gabriel, Archangel and Judge of Hell, or Henry Badger with a chainsaw and enough coffee to kill a small Victorian child? The answer may shock you. Call me Billy Mays, because I'm going to saw Gabriel in half. It's just that easy.
It's either real or it's a dream.